Here we go. We're back. We're back in business. You need to move that closer to your face. Yeah, you can move the arm up, down, whatever. It doesn't have to be like right in front of your face. Just move it closer to you, and we'll be good to go.
I'm always a little bit loud.
Always a little loud,
Always a little loud.
but that's all right, man. Look, it's late as fuck. We're up in here. I gotta turn off this intro. There we go. But we're here,
How we doing on music?
man.
How? Talk to me.
Music's tough, man. You gotta find
Why-
something that
why is
people will let you because they'll demonetize your channel for playing copyrighted.
Obviously, I get that.
It's you gotta find something
Right.
that's out there.
But
So
so-
still on a hunt.
And I don't know how hard the hunt is. Is there, like, because I feel like you could find there's so many people making music,
There are. There's a lot of people making music.
brand new music that no one's
Yeah.
ever heard of.
It's true.
And I can't imagine that there's not one single person out there somewhere among all those people in a foreign country. It doesn't even have to be somebody American. Just somebody out there banging on some shit. Somebody could be with
Someone
a
can figure it out.
homemade instrument. Boom,
Fair.
boom, 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 boom.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll put it out there. Look, if you've got some music
Oh,
that
there we
you
go.
want
Yeah, let's put it out there.
to be on the show
Right.
as like an intro or an outro or whatever,
Or a mid-tro.
if you want to be out there, yeah, just
on it.
send me a message, leave a comment. We'll figure it out. We'll get you some airtime. We'll play it. We'll
Yeah.
play it up.
And who knows where that could lead.
That could lead anywhere. Honestly, it could.
Yeah.
Could lead anywhere. But we're at episode 6 of the Free as Fuck podcast. It is almost 1 a.m.
Yes.
on Thursday,
Yes.
June 10th.
The 10th of June.
10th of June. Here we are.
Who doesn't celebrate the 10th of June?
Dude, a lot of people.
Everyone
Celebrate
in
10th
the
of
world
June.
has been waiting for this day.
Man, it's what it is, man. So what's been going on? What's new? What's new, man? Because the news hasn't really been all that crazy, to be honest with you.
Oh, man, look.
hasn't been
All
that
right, well, then we must look at the news two different ways,
We definitely did. 'Cause I look at it every day and I'm like, nah,
right?
nothing.
Okay. All right.
There's no
Well,
bombshells.
I'm gonna throw
Put it that
I'll
way.
throw
No bombshells.
five things out there that I definitely can't wait to talk about.
Okay.
The ex-president of the United States apparently is telling people in his inner circle that he is going to be reinstated as the president of the United States in August. If that's not fucking news, if
It's not
that's
news.
that's the biggest news I've ever heard in my
You know
entire
why it's
life.
not news?
That's huge news. Look,
Because it's not real.
okay. Wait, hold on. What part of it's not real? What
All
part
of
of
it.
it's not real?
All of it's not real.
You mean
Look, Sidney
the-
Powell going on there saying that Trump's not out there telling. Who's he telling? Where's the? I haven't seen a single article of him telling
Okay.
anybody that.
First of all,
Where's the clip?
the fact that the dude who runs My Pillow has gone on a podcast, not this one. He won't come. He will never come on this one. You are never going to see the My Pillow guy on here because I will rip
My
his
Pillow
ass
guy.
wide open. But let me tell you, the My Pillow guy has gone on the Steve Bannon.
Oh, you got Steve Bannon, Breitbart.
Steve Bannon
Breitbart
podcast.
Bannon. Okay.
He's gone on the Steve Bannon podcast and said that Trump is going to be reinstated in August.
But you're gonna take your news from the My Pillow guy?
I'm not. Look, this has
Hold on,
nothing to
Google
do.
it.
This has nothing to do with what I
My
believe.
Pillow guy.
This has nothing to do with
Trump,
brother.
August. I'm looking it up.
Brother, there are people out there. There are 70% of Republicans still believe that Donald Trump won the election. 70% of the registered Republicans still believe. And I had a lot of skill in my system, but I know the planned topic the last time we spoke was the big lie. Did we ever cover it, or did we not?
I don't think we did. I
No.
don't think we covered the big lie. But
Because I was
you can't
too
go. Mike
incapacitated.
Lindell. Mike Lindell is suing or being sued
Being sued
for like billions of dollars.
$1.5 billion.
How does Mike Lindell have $1.5 billion?
First of all, let's be honest. That's a shitload of pillows. That man has sold an ass load of pillows. If he's got $1 billion,
I have one. I have a My
You
Pillow.
have a My Pillow.
Somewhere in this house, there's a My Pillow. I think my dad got me a My Pillow a
I
couple
have
of years ago.
touched a My Pillow once. My sister had one. She showed it to me when we were on quarantine. I was staying in her place. I have touched a My Pillow.
I think there's an inherent
I've
like
never
when you're in
slept
a
on
store
MyPillow.
and you see it and you think there's a lot of them there and it's a nice display and you're like,
And it's in a
maybe there's-
box,
maybe-
right?
Yeah, it's in a box and you're like, maybe there's something to this. It's like $39.
I mean, the commercial is very convincing.
It's
The
very-
commercial. I would say this when the dude first showed up. When he first showed up, the first time I saw a My Pillow ad in my life, I was like, "Holy shit!" First of all,
I've been sleeping
he
wrong the whole
claims-
time.
He claims to have spent 2 years developing the pillow. How in the fuck? What the fuck are you doing for 2 fucking years?
The only thing you can do,
developing a pillow.
the only thing, listen, this is why it takes so long.
Yeah, take my
The
pills.
only way to
Sorry.
really know if a pillow works is go sleep. So you just sleep most of the time. Look, if you're watching this, if you've seen the other episodes, Marshall was drinking some straight up fucking devil's blood with El Toro Loco
I love El
tequila.
I love it.
And
I love it.
we
I'm
got
a
Marshall
Ford
some
fan.
Terramana,
And they're only.
the Rocks
I'm
tequila.
supporting the entire business with my consumption of El Toro,
You are
and it's very important. that they
right now.
stay in business.
Their stock just took a 100% hit today.
They one day die.
One day time.
Because I swore to myself. Here's what's funny: is I said to myself, I drank so much tequila here last time that I'm not bringing tequila anymore. Because if I bring tequila, he's just going to cut me loose. And then I show up and there's a bottle of tequila waiting for me.
Yeah, but this is good tequila. It's different.
Well, all right, quality tequila.
That's
you know.
what they say.
you know.
Look, the Rock's selling it. So
All right, so let's back to this.
all right, back to the Lindell.
All right.
They're great pillows. I've
So
slept
this-
on. They're just not big. He doesn't
What's-
make a
all right,
king size,
So
so
hold on.
it's kind of
What the-
frustrating.
all right, this dude. First of all, I don't want to go too far into his life because I don't give a shit about Lindell. I
Right.
want to get to the point where we talk about Trump. But
Okay.
he spent 2 years developing this pillow.
Okay.
You've slept on the pillow.
I've slept on a pillow.
Apparently, it's an adjustable pillow. That's the claim that he makes. Is that you can flip any other pillow. He shows you in this commercial other pillows and the frustration that people. First of all, I don't even fucking sleep with a pillow. I'll be honest with you. I haven't slept with a pillow in like 8 fucking years. I sleep in the front seat of my Jeep. I put the seat down. I sleep with it. No fucking pillow.
A pillow.
Zero pillow.
You need a My Pillow.
Well, if it's gonna change my life, because
Maybe.
apparently all these people are waking up. They're like, oh, my neck, my pillow. I'm having so many problems with my pillow. How can you have it? How can a pillow be causing you discomfort? It's a very simple concept. It's fabric filled with stuffing that you lie your sleepy head on.
Yeah.
How many variations, deviations? What the fuck is any
got
pillow
memory foam
doing better
pillows.
than another pillow?
Yeah, it can be a stiff pillow, a moderate stiff pillow. I don't know. I mean, honestly,
So what does the My Pillow bring to the party? What's the My Pillow? How does the My
I
Pillow?
think the
distinguish?
inside of the My Pillow is like it's not like a down pillow. I think it's got like a bunch of little balls or something in it that's supposed to be. Because there was another pillow that I had that was like little micro beads in it, and when you laid on it, it just supported your head better or something. I don't know. Look, doctors tell you that sleep problems come from like your head being all fucked up.
In your assessment of the times that you sleep with My Pillow every night,
I don't. I couldn't even tell you. I think it's in my son's room. I
if
couldn't even
it
tell
was
you where it's at.
important to you, if it made an impact in your
Yeah.
restful sleeping, you would know where it is. You would sleep with
Yeah.
it every night.
Yeah, well, that's pretty true. That's
Right.
fair.
I mean,
But-
fair to say, right?
That's fair to say. I would say
If
that
you don't.
no. I would say that I used the My Pillow. Here's the other thing. I like a big king size pillow, and it's just like a regular size. It's kind of small.
Does it have options of a bigger pillow?
I don't think so.
Just one size?
I've only ever seen one size of it.
All right.
But
All right,
I don't know.
let's
But either
move
way,
on from
the
fucking-
dude made a
this
fucking
dude-
$1 billion.
This dude has, in my opinion, I looked at him on the commercial, and I said, this motherfucker is about to swindle America out of millions of dollars. And I don't know where he got the money to the average, because the whole thing was that the only thing that distinguished him from anybody else is he's on TV talking about how his pillow is better than every other pillow out there, and he was on TV every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he has been since the concept. So somewhere along the line, somebody put a shitload of money behind him, because apparently he was like a drug addict down in Mexico. He's about to get killed by this cartel and all this shit. He was at a rock bottom place, and he came up with this concept of a pillow. So anyway, forget that. He's now claiming, he claims that come August, as a result of the dominoes that are going to fall from the audits that are being done of the election, which was held 7 months ago, has been confirmed by 70 court cases, has been confirmed by the Congress of the United States. Apparently, an audit being done by the Cyber Ninjas, I'm not even making up the name of that company, in Arizona, the Cyber Ninjas. No shit.
I saw it. No, I saw it.
Not making it up.
You're not making
True fucking name of somebody. Somebody decided what name should we give our business?
Cyber
Guys,
Ninjas.
let's have a meeting. Let's talk about what we're going to name ourselves. We want to be taken seriously in the world of business.
Right.
What should we call ourselves?
Cyber Ninjas.
Sure. And everyone was like in agreement.
Yeah,
Like,
they were like,
sounds
"Hey,
like a
man,
good idea."
I mean, we're pretty much ninjas. I mean, minus all of the ninja stuff, it's pretty much us."
Except for the fact that we're not actually ninjas. We'll call ourselves ninjas.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know ninjas. I've never met a ninja, but I'm going to guess.
I mean, that you probably have met a ninja, but you wouldn't know it because they're ninjas.
Well, I'm going to just say, that ninja, my point is, I don't think ninjas identify themselves prior to your encounter with a ninja. I believe if you encounter a ninja, you're encountering a ninja out of the blue.
Yes.
They don't have a name tag.
They don't have a
"I'm
business
ninja."
card. It's no business card for ninjas.
I'm a ninja. I
Fair
need you
enough.
to know it. All right. So
Right.
anyway, so here we go.
Okay.
So now we got Mike Lindell
Yeah.
of My Pillow
Of my
fame
pillow. Yeah.
making the claim to the world on Steve Bannon's broadcast. Were you able to look that up?
I mean, yeah, I looked up the article here. That his claim
I love it when you do
is
that.
something
by the way, 'cause
about.
you're able to confirm facts. I like
Yeah.
to go from facts. I don't like to go from speculation. I love it when you look shit up. I don't like the fact I can't see it.
Oh, I've got all of this on here. We can rotate it for you.
No, you're good.
It's fine.
You're good.
I'm just keeping everything so I can. We're streaming on 2 channels at the moment, so we got it rolling, buddy. I'm up in the game.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, this is an article that just confirms what he's saying here. That Donald Trump, he believes back in the end of August that they will reinstate Trump, but again, based on the fact that Mike Lindell apparently thinks so.
The My Pillow man.
That's it. But who is he to anything?
All right. Well, let me tell you who he is.
I'll tell you what.
He's met Mr. Trump in the fucking White House
Okay.
a handful of times, and he was able to, at one point, make a speech on the lawn of the White House, endorsing one of Trump's insane moments of his presidency.
Okay.
Were many, but he went on. He was introduced. He came out. He made some crazy speech. So he's now all right. There we go. There's
Yeah, they're just saying that he inspired Trump's idea of an August, but I have not heard Donald Trump say it. That's important.
Well. I mean, look.
It's important.
When you're a guy who's in charge of a large organization, then the reason he's so big on loyalty. I've studied this dude. is because he wants to be able to say things within the confines of a small group of people. He wants it to leak, but he doesn't want it to leak. He wants to tell everybody he doesn't want you to know what he's thinking, but he wants everybody to know what he's thinking. So he's standing there in a group of his friends, and he's like, don't tell anybody I said this. But according to people I've heard, and let's be honest, he heard Mike Lindell on the Steve Bannon podcast. According to people that know what's going on, I'm about to be reinstated as he truly. Now, do you think he believes he won the election?
Yes, I do believe that he believes that he won the election. I do believe that. Now, do I believe that he thinks it's going to be overturned? No, I don't think so. I do believe that he wants to run again in 2024, which is a huge mistake. And also I found it real interesting at the same time that Facebook decided they were going to ban him for 2 years from Facebook. Now,
I'm currently banned from Facebook.
Originally,
Just FYI. And as a result of me being banned from Facebook, our Facebook for this show was listed on the ban as well. So our Facebook is also banned as a result of me.
Is that where you're going? I don't know. We're streaming live on there right now. We'll see.
Oh, are we really?
Yeah, it should be live on Facebook.
They may be telling us that we're not allowed to because of me. Because they made a connection. When they banned me, and I didn't even know they'd make this connection. They banned me.
You got put in Facebook jail. Is that what happened?
I don't
That's what they call it. They call it Facebook jail.
Facebook jail. I've been in jail. So Facebook jail ain't jail.
Let me see here. I don't know. It should be. I know it gave me an alert saying it was going live. So
to make comments, and I don't have the ability. Like I can't respond to anybody.
Oh yeah, you might not be able to respond to anybody, but you can do it here. But yeah, I don't know. If someone reports you, then some Karen out there fucking.
No, it was a dude that I
you just made a dude mad.
I called him a bitch. And you're not allowed to call. Let me tell you something. This is what I know about calling somebody a bitch. If I call you a bitch and you go complain to Facebook because I called you a bitch, then I was dead on the fucking money.
That's right.
You are a fucking bitch.
Hell yeah.
If I called you a bitch.
That's
and you
right.
went to Facebook and said, he called me a bitch. Will you please ban him? And Facebook bans me. That's because you're a bitch.
That's true.
So whatever.
That's true. I see people on my feed all the time that are like, just back out a 7-day Facebook, 30-day ban. And it's like because they put something on there and then Facebook got mad. But I think that it's interesting because Facebook had a little meeting about banning it. And then they were like, well, we're going to give it 6 months and then we're going to revisit it back. So that would have put it like October timeframe. And then they came out and was like, hey, all right, we're just going to ban him for 2 years starting in January. So that'll give him pretty much a year to campaign on Facebook. If they even allow him, depending on what they allow him to do.
Yeah, the 2 years is, first of all, they're not going to necessarily lift it. But let's
No, they said they would lift it. They said they would lift it after 2 years.
I believe, and I could be wrong, I believe in 2 years they're going to reassess it. They're going to assess. And look, let's be honest. Whether or not it's in the news about him thinking that he's going to get reinstated in August, I can tell you this for a fact. There are crazy ass motherfuckers all over America right now. All over America. Not just a few. There are 75 million fucking people voted for this guy. After 4 years of what he did, 75 million people were like, hey, I think he's doing a pretty good fucking job. I want to see 4 more years of this shit.
Well, yeah, so, okay, man. Trump train.
All right, whatever. They can, hey, look, man, look, you want to think that? If that's your opinion, express it at the polls. Fine, no problem. But right now, those 75, no matter how, like, people are like, oh well, is he going to be reinstated? No, it's no. There's 75 million fucking people out there, and probably 2/3 of them are already starting to plan for the fact that he's going to be reinstated in August.
I don't believe that.
Now,
I don't believe that for a second because
they think he won.
no,
They think he won.
They think he won, but they don't think that there's any chance he's gonna. There's no chance. The chance died in December.
These people believe that he won.
Nah.
They believe that he won. 70% of them believe that he actually won. And
yeah, but they also know nothing's going to change.
You got to get inside the mind of people, man. I'm serious for it. No shit.
We could do a poll. We could do a poll about it.
You can get inside the mind of these people. I'm going to tell you this. They believe that he should still be president. They believe that he won. They think there's an audit being done in Arizona by the cyber ninjas. They think, and then you can't look at things in terms of, well, what's really. I've been around in the world enough to know, man. You think that you understand how people think and believe, but you got to not think from your own mind. You got to try to think of the mind of somebody out there. First of all, these people that love Trump. You ever been to a Trump rally?
No, I have not been to a Trump rally.
I have.
Where? Which one did you go to?
Washington, D.C., July 4th. I took my son.
Okay.
We went to the July 4th Trump, and whatever they want to present it as, let me assure you, it was a Trump rally.
Okay.
It was a Trump. We were outside. You couldn't get within 300 yards of where the actual stage was. And I got a picture of it on my phone. There were people lined up. There was 100,000 fucking people there. And they were all wearing Trump something.
Okay.
Every one of them. Screaming. We got there 4 to 5 hours early. And we were threatened with physical violence for trying to get too close. Because I wanted to get as close as we could get. You know, we had scouted out. We went there the day before. We looked at where the thing was going to be. We looked at the stage. We were like, all right, this is where it's all going to be. We get here at this time. We'll be here a few hours.
Right.
Because there was nobody really around that afternoon. There were a few people walking around, some QAnon people walking around. We listened to them. They were like, well, have you heard the latest from Q? Have you ever... I'm looking at my son. I'm trying to teach him something, you know. But I wanted to be there. 4th of July, it's a big holiday.
Right.
And I love America. I wanted to celebrate. I love this country. I'm not there to do anything other than observe. I'm not speaking. I'm not going up on stage.
Right.
I'm listening to the president talking about how much he loves America. And I know there's going to be some shit. I thought there might be some shit, but I got my boy with me, so I'm not getting in anything. I'm just
right.
I'm there to let him see.
Okay.
And so we went, and man, I'm telling you, man. And even these people are fanatics, bro. Fanatics like you've never seen. I've been to concerts. I've seen intense fans. I've seen people weep at the sight of their favorite band. I've seen people cry when Justin Bieber walks by. And they're like, oh.
So what do you think it is about Trump that inspired this movement? Because prior to him running for president,
what do I think?
No one really cared.
What do I think? This is what I think. And all I can do is speculate, because I'm not one of them. So and it's very hard to get one of them to speak to you in a trusting way. It's very hard to get one of them to speak to somebody that they consider an outsider in a trusting way.
Okay.
They're very suspicious of everybody. I can only go by what I've observed. I feel like the world is broken down into two types of people. I feel like the world is broken down into people that enjoy helping other people and seeing other people do well and doing everything that they can, willing to sacrifice everything they can to make other people better. And I feel like the world is broken down. The other side is people that enjoy cruelty, that love to see it, that enjoy mocking people, that enjoy humiliating people, that enjoy hurting people. I've seen it. Like, I've been around. My whole life's been spent around people that, my father, I'll give you the example of my own dad, who I am, as a child, that's the person in my life I'm going to look up to the most. And I learned as a kid that that's how you were supposed to behave. My father loved to humiliate people. He loved to mock people. He loved to hurt people. He thought it was funny. His joy was hurting people. And I feel like the people that are like that, and there's a balance of people. It's not like there's a few people out there. There are people that genuinely enjoy it. The reason why people aren't mad when kids are in cages, they think they belong in cages. They're happy to see them in cages. The reason people aren't mad when Trump mocks a handicapped person, they like making fun of a handicapped person. They think it's funny. They genuinely think it's funny. They're not upset by it. You're trying to appeal a standard of what you think should upset people to people that aren't upset by that. When he insults people, go to a rally. Listen to what he says. Listen to where the laughter comes. You'll then understand why. When I stood there, I said to myself and to my son, these are the people that I've got to fight. And this is the person that I've got to take on. Because this can't be the way the world is. I won't allow you as my son to live in this world where somebody this mean, this nasty is laughed at and treated as a joke. I was like, I can make people laugh without being like this. I can make people laugh without hurting somebody else. I make people laugh just because the stuff I say is outrageous. He makes people laugh because what he says is mean. And they laugh harder when the meaner. And look, watch Fox News. I watch it almost every day.
Yeah, I almost never watch it.
I'm at the gym. It's on. It's on in front of me. I don't have a TV. The biggest laughs they get, there's no audience. It's just the people on.
Right.
They laugh the most when they are insulting or hurting somebody else. Period. Watch it.
So
see if I'm right.
What about where were these people before Trump? I mean, obviously they were still here. So what's the catalyst?
They hit it.
They hit it.
They would speak in code. When I used to I was in a fraternity full of Republicans. And I watched how they used to talk amongst each other and out in public. And amongst each other and out in public. And I watched every bit of it. I observed it. I mean, look, I've spent my life having to just try to listen and learn. Because when I talk,
right,
it's so overwhelming that I can't hardly ever speak. The only person I talk to is you. I'm dead silent.
You just get
I'm dead silent 90% of the time. That's
okay.
True. I have to be. Because the things that I say are, it doesn't take me 10 seconds to start talking before I have a crowd of people around me. That's fucking fact. Not something I like, but it's just the way it is. So I'm silent. I walk around my life, I'm silent. I was like, all right, that's a curse that I have. I'm going to have to observe. I'm going to have to listen. I'm going to treat it as an opportunity to learn. And so I did. And I watched how other people behave.
So what do you think's going to happen 2 years from now? What do you think's going to happen?
I don't think it's going to wait 2 years.
I'm not even talking. Well, look, you got to have. Is you going to have Joe Biden run for president again for re-election?
No.
So what's going to happen?
I think before that, there's going to be a violent confrontation in the United States between the people that hate everything and everybody and the people that want to see people treated well. I'll give you this example right now, but it's happening right in front of our face.
Okay.
Infrastructure. Okay?
Okay.
Infrastructure. As simple of a concept as could be fucking adopted in any person's brain. Anybody knows. You can look around the world. There are countries all over the world that have developed their infrastructure 100,000 times better than ours. It's not even in question. There are speed trains that can fucking go 200 miles an hour across all other kinds of other countries. Not millions of them, but they're out there.
Yeah.
And they
want to build one
there's
here.
There's airports, there's planes, there's cars, there's things that are progressing forward, and we are not. Drive down a road in America.
You know, I thought about
Drive down a road in America. Don't listen to me. If you think I'm lying, get in your car, drive from here, go 5 miles from your house, and tell me how many fucking times your car is rattled by the shit you drive over.
I mean, I haven't driven in other countries. I mean, I've not personally. I've been to other countries. I've never driven there, but I will say I've had this thought like a week ago, a week and a half ago, because my youngest son, asked me what would take longer to build a road or some other random shit that didn't. Honestly, the correlation wasn't there. He's 8. He was just like, he was reading the like Would You Rather book or some shit, and this came up. And I thought to myself, you know, we don't really build new roads in our country. Like, you might build a neighborhood, you might build a little access road to a subdivision,
Right.
But like, as long as I've been alive, all the roads here pretty much been here. Now we've widened them a little bit. They widen 85, they'll widen the highway, but the highway still goes from here.
And we live in Atlanta, which is the worst.
Oh, Atlanta's a shit show.
The worst construction. I mean,
It's
we're
like-
we're always under. There's
Always
no
under-
end to the amount of road construction that goes on. in Atlanta.
Ugh.
There is a road crew every 30 feet in Atlanta.
I just thought.
And
I
they're
just thought to
shifting the lanes,
myself.
and people are fighting.
Well, I just thought to myself, who built these roads? Who built them? How long did that take? Because they work on 285 for years, and they accomplish nothing.
Where does it go?
Where's it go?
When's
It goes
the
a
last
fucking
time you
circle.
when's the last time you said, let me save some time in my life? Let me jump on 285 and fucking go somewhere.
Let me go on the bypass. I'm gonna bypass the ages 38 to 40 in my life, and I'm gonna get on this fucking road.
All right, I'm gonna get the geniuses that have formulated the Atlanta road system. And by the way, they're all falling apart.
They are falling apart.
Not only are they constantly being worked on, which they are, and I get it. Traffic, the quality of roads is a constant joke by every comedian in America. But the reason it's a constant joke by every comedian in America is because we've all experienced it. Now, given the fact that we agree on that, we're
Right.
clearly on agreement. I would think our elected officials would be in agreement as well and would be able to look at the situation and say to themselves, hey guys, no matter what we hate about each other, our road system really fucking sucks. So for just 5 seconds, let's put our differences aside and let's figure out a fucking way to fix the goddamn fucking roads and fix the goddamn fucking bridges so people aren't driving over them in fear of having the whole fucking thing collapse.
Dude,
And then fall into the fucking river, which happens on a regular fucking basis.
It definitely
Bridges
happened more
collapse,
in the last couple
roads
years.
collapse, shit's falling apart. We are polluting the fuck out of the world. Let's do something better. How about that? And by the way, they've been talking about this my entire fucking life. I've been listening to them talk about an infrastructure package since I was my fucking son's age. Since I was old enough to listen to the fucking TV.
Oh,
I've been listening to them talk about an infrastructure package. We're going to do an infrastructure package. I've heard every candidate say it. I've heard every fucking mayor say it. I've heard every senator say it. Everybody. Infrastructure. And guess what? And right now they're like, well, we're too far apart. What the fuck are you fucking thinking? Fix the goddamn
It's easy.
fucking road.
You know what the problem is?
The problem. I know what the problem is.
The problem is they try to sneak other bullshit into all of these bills.
Who gives a fuck, man? Quit. What? All right, give me an example of some bullshit. Give me an example of something that shouldn't be in the bill that's in the bill.
I don't know about the infrastructure bill, but it's every bill. The COVID relief bill. We're going to give you a stimulus package. And by the way, we also need $48 billion for a museum.
So what?
So what? That's
So what?
not it's part of the deal.
So
I'm looking it up
what?
because they have right here that the Democrats say they just need to move on with the infrastructure. Cannot sort of twiddle our thumbs at the negotiation table while time fritters away. But what's the rebuttal? It says if we cannot get the Republicans on board, we need to move forward. This is the view the time has come, but the time has been here. So what is the package? What do they want to do? I know this. I know that Kevin Pathrath, running for California governor, like I sent you a link to, talks about the infrastructure in California and that California wants to build a high-speed train. Newsom started this high-speed train idea, cost $125 million per mile to build it. It can only go from a certain place to a certain place. It has to go around certain things that are in the way. So it's kind of like it's an expensive thing that doesn't really move a whole lot of people. Versus going with the boring company who's going to dig a tunnel at $10 million a mile that can go anywhere and come out almost anywhere with not just one thing. So a tenth the cost to build it, and it will move more people right underneath the highway that they're currently sitting on.
I mean, I'm not opposed to better solutions than I'm not.
Maybe the issue
I
is
don't think I understand how to transport people.
we don't know how to fix the problem.
Concept. I don't know where people need to go. I don't know where they are.
I'll tell you this: at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they need to go wherever the fuck you're going. That's where they need to go. If it's 4:30 and you need to go somewhere, everyone else also needs to go there.
I try to structure my life in a way that I don't have to be on the road when everybody else is on the road.
I hear that.
I do.
We don't really. I mean, look,
I did for a while.
Atlanta traffic
I
sucks,
used to sit in traffic.
but it's not as bad as
listen to
like.
radio, I can put on the AC. I can have a soda with me. I can fucking or a shot of tequila. I can do whatever. But
I don't know that Atlanta traffic's as bad as other places like LA and stuff like that.
I'll tell you.
New York, New Jersey.
I'll tell you the person who's traveling. Because I've been to LA, I've been to New York, I've been to Chicago, I've been to Florida, I've been to Atlanta. Worst traffic that I've ever experienced in my life. Not even close. No comparison. My hometown where I was born, Boston. Not even close. You drive in Boston, all of a sudden you're on a 7-lane highway, and it's a 2-lane highway. There's no merge. There's no change of anything. and then it's a 5-lane highway for a block, and then it's a 3-lane highway, and you're just driving around, and you're just like, what the? And eventually you say to yourself, all right, this is like a prehistoric city.
Right.
They started out with fucking
yeah.
wagons and horses
Right.
going down.
Now there's
shit.
7,000
And
people
now
a minute
there's
going down the road.
now there's no way to fix it. So
Meanwhile, out here they have a 6-lane highway on Friendship that's 40-mile-an-hour speed limit
but I'm saying this
to the burbs.
to all the people. I'm like, look, man, there are other planets watching us. Clearly. They're coming and watching us. Whether they're going to make contact with us or not, we don't know. They're smarter than we are because they're able to fucking fly around our shit and fucking just, they're probably up there laughing. Whatever alien laugh sounds like, they're up there laughing. And we're dicking around, fighting over nickels and dimes. We're trying to figure out, well, should it be a $1.9 billion fucking package, or should it be a I'm cutting off negotiations. Man.
Could you imagine what that spreadsheet looks like?
Bro, let's fix this shit, man. Let's make it better. Whatever the fuck has to be done. I don't give a shit anymore. Don't talk to me about, well, they're trying to, the Democrats are trying to, and the Republicans are, brother, we ain't got no time for that bullshit anymore. Look, I pray to God that's what we're both here for. I pray to God when you talk about being free as fuck, we need to be free as fuck to make the changes in the system that we currently have to fix the problems instead of just fucking doing nothing. And I've watched that so much throughout my life. And that's been the frustration of my life, having no voice, having no ability to talk to people and tell them, man, these people aren't going to do shit.
Right. Maybe it's, think about this. You go back to a time where we didn't have as many roads. And so they go, all right, we need a road from here to Nashville. Cool. All right, we're going to build that. So we just going to, whatever it takes, just go build the road. So someone goes out there and builds the road. And now we're at a point where we have roads that go pretty much everywhere and they suck. And it's like, well, we don't want to pay that much to fix that road. We would rather put the money in this budget. We'd rather move it around instead of going, you know what we should do? We should fix the problem that we've created, but it costs too much to fix it. Well, it also, you already paid for it and it's going to get worse. And so now what? What are we going to do? Look, we had a bridge collapse in Atlanta, 2 years ago? Was that 2 years ago? Fucking 285 just collapsed.
Bridges collapsing all over the fucking country.
That one in Atlanta was fucking rough. That fucked people's worlds. Like, you couldn't go down 85.
Think about what that would be like. First of all, I've only read about a bridge collapsing.
You weren't here for that?
I've never been on a bridge
physically been on
while it's collapsing. But I can tell you this. That's the ultimate holy fucking shit moment of your life. But I think about it. I think about it. I do. Look,
you think about it every time you drive down that one that's going toward Atlanta that does this. I've
had bridges that I've driven over that are thumping so hard, I feel like they're throwing my Jeep into the air. And I'm just like, is everybody else experiencing this? Is this normal? Is this part of the process? If it is, I would like it to be fixed. Whatever the cost is, I'm a restaurant worker. I will serve more people. I will bus more tables. I will do additional labor so that when I drive over this bridge, it does not thump. And the thing that pisses me off is we got all these people out here fighting with each other over stupid shit. Transgender people running in races. Let them run. Who gives a fuck? Somebody wants to run, let them run. Somebody wants to be a different sex than they were born. I don't care. What does it fucking matter? Do it. Be it. And does it? I look at people. I'm like, man, does that make you happy? You want to be that? Be that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that up until the point where it's like a competitive thing, because it's not even close to fair.
Why? Man, look, we got bigger fucking fish
You know
to
what?
fry,
I mean,
bro.
But
And we're all done. You got a son, right? How old
yeah,
are your kids?
I got 13 and 8.
All right.
So, because here's the thing, if we were all equal,
No.
and it didn't matter, then we wouldn't have a WNBA. We would just have the NBA.
Man.
And there's a comedian that talks about it was Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle talked about it. He said, you know what? What if LeBron James got a sex change and then he just wanted to be LeBron James in the WNBA
Right.
and he scores
So,
600 points a
So
game?
how does that impact what matters?
To me, it doesn't impact it at all. I don't really care.
Exactly.
But there's a lot of people that do care because
Well,
they put
and-
way too much
and
effort into
they-
sports.
And they need to let it go. So what?
Look, we built
So
because we've
what?
done this. We've done this in society.
So what? No, but we can undo it. Whatever's been
Nah,
done can be undone.
man.
Dude, we look.
Bro.
What are we here for? What am I here? What am I here at 2:00 in the fucking morning drinking the rocks to get? What am I here for if we're not trying to make the world better? We gotta make it. We gotta make it
Get
better.
that, but these sports people are on some other shit, and I'm not one of them.
And look, I'm a
But-
sports fan. I love sports. I love it. I watch as much sports as I can. It's pure. I participated. I played college football. I played semi-pro football after college. I aspired to the NFL. I work out now. I still believe in my mind, in my crazy ass fucking mullet-headed fucking mind. I still believe that if they gave me a shot at an NFL camp, I'm like, Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to play for the Packers. The Packers have an opening. Obviously, the Green Bay Packers are unhappy with the NFL MVP. They haven't put in Jordan Love. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm serving at the Juicy Crab. I can step in a minute. I'll get myself ready.
In real life, you could be the real life Mark Wahlberg movie. What was that movie where he was at a bar, he worked at a bar,
man.
and then he
No,
went
I
to the
love
open
that.
tryout?
I love that movie.
Yeah,
love
and then
that.
he fucking
It's a true
crushed
story.
it. It's a true story.
Yeah,
Could
the
happen.
guy.
What was his name?
God damn. You can look.
I'm
that
gonna look
shit
it up. Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
football
Wahlberg.
dude.
He has played every role of every person that I've ever wanted to be in my life in every movie that has ever been in. And I've met him. By the way, I would like to say,
Invincible. What
Invincible.
was the guy's name though? Who was it? Vince Papali.
Papali.
There you go, Vince Papali.
I will say this. I met Mark Wahlberg, by the way, before he was known as Mark Wahlberg. He was known as Marky Mark.
Okay.
I met him at the MTV inaugural ball of Bill Clinton back when Bill Clinton was first inaugurated, I think in 92. I met Mark Wahlberg and I said to him, I fucking love you, man. I fucking love you. And I know he looked at me and it was like, who the fuck is this crazy ass dude?
That's funny. There was a guy on TikTok doing a Mark Wahlberg voice impression. He's a voice actor. And he was like, you just got to always sound like you're kind of out of breath to do his voice. It's not that hard. You just got to always kind of be out of breath. And you got to take your tone down, a little bit of Boston accent. You just got to always kind of be a little bit out of breath.
Easy.
And then,
I'm Wahlberg.
and then
Let
the
me tell you
comment,
something. Let
the
me tell you
comment below
something.
was like, I'll
I'm
never
glad-
watch a Mark Wahlberg
Let me-
movie the same.
Let me fucking tell you something. You come after Mark Wahlberg, motherfucker. You coming after family, bitch. I'll fucking take you down.
Is that a Boston? That's a Boston thing. It's a Boston
I'm just
thing.
saying. I'm just, and I'm not. I
Can we come after Donnie Wahlberg?
I
Or is
wouldn't
they
live
off
there until
limits?
I was 2. I wouldn't live there until I was 2. So I'm not like
Okay.
a diehard. Like I'm not like a Boston, but there's something about that city. And if you've ever been there,
No, I've never been to Boston.
and when you go there, first of all, I lived in New York for 3 years, and it was the coldest 3 years of my life. It was cold 11 and a half months out of the fucking year. It got warm for one day. We would all look around and be like, "This is the day. It's warm.
That's cruel that they
celebrate summer."
How
And
cruel
we
is it they have
were-
beaches?
And we were like 5,000 miles south of Boston. Every day when I was in New York, they'd be like, "Boston has been submerged in 14 feet of snow." And I'm like, I look at my friends, I'm like, "Is that possible? Did they really get 14 feet of snow in Boston?" And they would be like, "Yeah, man, dude, they get 14 feet of snow in Boston every day." They'd be like, "Yes, every day, 14 feet of snow." And so when people talk about Boston and they're like, "Oh man, whatever," they fucking, dude, you gotta be hardcore as fuck to live in Boston, to live there, to just wake up. Like, I have so much respect for people that fucking live in Boston. I couldn't do it. I want to. I've wanted to move to Boston. I love Boston. I was born in Boston. And I'm like, I can't live there. I can't fucking do it. The furthest north that I can live is North Atlanta. My son lives 250 miles north of me. My son, who I love more than anything in the world. I want to be around my son. He's 250 miles north of me. I'm like, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Too cold.
It's too cold. It's too cold.
Yeah, my mom's family from Minnesota is just like, why do you live there?
Where? I've been all over Minnesota.
Like Minneapolis. I'm from Chicago. My uncle still lives in Chicago, and it's just like every winter, it's just like, oh, it's what? How many degrees? Below zero, you say? Okay. So we moved here because my dad was a mailman, and up there, you walk the roads to deliver mail, and he did it for a few years, and he was like, I just can't do this. So he moved. Yeah, we moved to Atlanta, and my grandfather was a mailman in Chicago his whole life. So it's just like, dude, who wants to do that?
Job. That's the hardest core job.
Yeah, I mean, down here, you have a mail truck, then they put the mail in the box.
Think
up
about
there,
how that originated.
Yeah.
Think about what you had to do to be one of the first fucking mailmen. No, for real.
Dude,
No,
Theo
no,
Bond
think about. First of all, think about how much effort went into making a letter.
Right.
Like I know now. We're like, this pen's out of it. We fucking fling it away. But these motherfuckers back then, they used to take a feather from a bird and dip it in ink and write like 3 letters, maybe one letter. They would write one letter. And they'd be like, and then they would be like, oh fuck, I gotta dip it in. And they're like, all right.
Oh man.
And so they would, and then they would compose a letter. They would have to think of every word carefully because you couldn't correct it. There was no, whatever you put down, that's what you put down. By the time you got to the end of it, you looked at the top of it and you were like, fuck, I didn't want to say all that shit, but fuck it. I put it in feathered ink on a
funny.
And then you roll it up and you tie it in a bow and you put some wax on it. And a dude comes to your door, a total stranger, and you hand that man your letter. And you say, this needs to make it. This is my life's.
Oh man. Sorry.
This is my life's passion. please make sure this makes it to my girl on the other side of the river. She's just over there.
She's just over there.
You just got to find her. And the mailman's responsibility is to do it. Obviously, now it's different. They're losing billions of dollars a year.
Yeah, I'm gonna find this clip. This is really funny that you bring this up because there's a video short of it somewhere. I know this is it here. Put the headphones on right there. Put the headphones on and you can hear it.
Oh my God, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, we're gonna put the headphones on so you can hear this clip. You're gonna laugh. And if you're listening, this is Theo Vaughn talking about how mail's the dark arts. You ready for this?
The postal system, dude. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the postal system, you know, that could be, you know, like when I was young, you had to use that thing. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to tell somebody you cared, bro, you better you had to write it down, put it in, take one piece of paper, fold up, put it into another piece of paper, get a special secret little thing, stamp, lick it, you had to lick the back of it, dude. Already this sounds like something, you know, this sounds like a way you're going to end up high or something. Then you had to put the thing you licked onto the other thing, right? Then you had to write exactly where it was supposed to go on the front. Then you had to go put it in a box out in your front yard. If this doesn't sound like a fucking script for Narnia, I can't even tell you what does. Then a man you didn't even know who gets bit by dogs and animals all the time had to come and pick it up and take it away. And every now and then you would hear that one of those men went insane and shot up his work facility. And that was mail. So I respect so much, Nelson, you out there, you know, you out there still riding the rails, you know, because mail it's really, man, it's the Greyhound bus of communication, dude. Anything can happen. Dude, when I lived in Tucson, Arizona, I used to live in Tucson, Arizona. I was a bus boy out there for a long time at a place called City Grill. It was one of my favorite. I mean, I love that job so much, man. I loved being a bus boy. You know, dude, you were just fucking slinging around and people were doing dope. And, you know, the guy who worked the oven would always be falling asleep and you wake that dude up before he fucking burned himself. But they had a postman bus, dude. This dude, he was on something, you know? He was ganging up in his wrist or something, or just hiding, you know, grams of cocaine up in his nose. And he would come by like 3 nights a week, dude, midnight, 11 p.m., throw all the fucking mail into the front yard, bro. Just bam, dude. This dude was just making it rain bills and coupons and just different shit via the mail. This dude would just fuck it, bruh. Get your shit and cruise. Mail truck unmarked. He would spray paint other shit on the side of it, dude. Straight up real, just human vulture, man.
Human vulture. It's so funny though, because like you just put a piece of paper inside another piece of paper, just put it in the box, and then
hey man, I mean,
there it goes.
It is what it is in the world that we live in now. People can't understand how important that used to be, but I remember. I don't know who that dude is.
Theo Vaughn. He's a comedian, podcaster.
But when I was a kid, getting something in the mail was one of the coolest moments of your life.
Yeah.
You literally stood around waiting for that motherfucker to show up.
Damn right.
And you thought to yourself, please let him have something that somebody somewhere, no matter what it is, sent to me. And I will treat it as a gift from God. I will go to my room. I will find complete seclusion. I will box out all distractions. I will open that and I will allow myself a moment of solitary pleasure. And that was the mail.
When you're a kid, you don't realize that when you're a kid, everything that comes in the mail is good. And when you get older, that comes in the mail. You're like, dude, is that the mailman? Did he put something in the box? Don't go out there and get that shit.
Right.
Like if we don't open it, we never got it, right? Like we don't want everything's bad. It's bills. My dad mails the kids letters, because he was a mailman for like 35 years. So he still likes to write them a letter, and then he puts stamps in there so they can write him something back, and he likes the mail thing of it. But at the end of the day, it's just we've just gotten away from it. You still need to mail stuff. Like I mail packages every time, all day with USPS, still mail things. But I actually, I had this relationship with this woman that was important to me, and it fell apart. At the end of the day, it was just complicated. And, I sat down after not talking to her for a little while, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to write her a letter. Because I feel like we send emails, we send text messages. It's not really like a heartfelt thing, right? And so I sat down in my adult life and I wrote her a letter, and then I mailed it to her. And I'll tell you this much: waiting for her to open it up and like acknowledge that she I'm thinking like maybe she didn't even get it. It was like 3-4 days. And I'm like, dude, it's just like one day to get there. I mean, it's freaking in Atlanta, but maybe she didn't get the mail or whatever. So I was sitting there like, man, maybe she didn't get it. But then she got the letter. She called me and she said, thank you for the letter. It was really nice. And I'm like, I started off with like, people just don't do this anymore. We just don't write letters. And there's something to that. An email is very corporate. It's very impersonal. And text messages are so out of they're just so lacking of anything authentic. You write a fucking letter and you mail it to somebody?
No, if I get a letter, if somebody sends me a letter, if anyone out there sends me a letter, if you have the desire to send me a letter, I will read that letter.
There you go.
And in fact, on the front of my Jeep, on my dashboard, between the windshield and my dashboard, I have 3 things. One, it's a license plate that my mother had on the front of her car when she drove around her entire life. Behind that is a letter. It's actually a poem from my best friend who left it as a letter for me after I stayed at her house when my Jeep engine blew up, and she let me stay at her house for a month. And then when that month was over, she wrote me that poem. She wrote me and that's on and then behind that is a birthday letter that my son wrote me. It's on the front, in front of me, every single day. It means the world to me. And I can remember all of the letters from the guys that I was in the Army with that sent me letters. And I'm sorry I didn't respond. I wish I'd written you guys letters back. I didn't write letters back. But, man, a letter means everything. A letter, when I was in Korea for a year. And they would have mail call. They would pull us around. They'd be like, mail call. And we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have any way to talk to anybody.
Right.
And so the mail call was everything. And I always would set my mind up. I'd be like, don't expect anything. Don't expect anything. They're calling mail call. Don't expect to hear your name. Because they would call your name. They'd be like, Joe. And when they called your name, it was like you were a celebrity. They'd be like, hey, you got a letter. And the guy doing it would kind of turn it into a comedy routine a little bit. He'd be like, you got a letter. Looks like it's from your mom. You got a letter. Smells good. Your girl. You just, and everybody kind of stood around. And I was like, man, please let somebody in the world, somewhere, give enough of a shit about me to have sent me a letter. Sometimes I got one, sometimes I didn't. But that's a thing that people, I mean, you know, are we going to fight about infrastructure? Or are we going to try to make people's lives better? And I would just say this to all the people that are out there fighting about infrastructure. Bro, make the roads better. Make the roads better so we can drive where we got to drive. And quit pretending like there's some arbitrary dollar amount between you and the people that want to make the roads better. If there's people out there that are going to rip you off for making the roads better, let me know who they are. I'll go see them. And I'll tell them, quit ripping people off and just make the fucking roads better. By the way, I got to piss.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
A break?
I'm gonna refill my my water glass here.
Yeah, good. I'm going
Get
to
a little
refill
parched.
my glass as
Getting
well.
parched. All right. I'm trying to work on stuff with Megan. So yeah, I don't go as much, but because I just wasn't there. The pandemic thing kind of, I went into survival mode on the business side, and I just worked my life away, which is a big problem in my life. I spent a lot of time working my life away and not spending time with people that I should have been spending time with, which is ultimately what led to me getting divorced and, being in the situation I'm in.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know.
It's just tough. So moving forward, I was we were doing it together. Me and her were doing jujitsu together, and the kids, and the schedule just kind of got a little bit haywire, and I haven't been going as much. But I looked at it today. I got home and I was like, man, it's 7:30 class. I don't have anything going on. I can go to that, and it's a gi class. And when I go to open mat, I usually don't wear the gi. It's usually a no gi class, and I roll guys without the gi on. And when I put the gi on, I realized real quick that I need to probably come to more gi classes, because they grab hold of it. I'm like, God, I'm not used to someone being able to choke me with this fucking pajamas I got on. Putting that thing on.
Well, then I want to stop. I train to fight in real life. That's what I train to do, because in real life, there have been a lot of people that have tried to hurt me very badly. Starting when I was young. The first time I got attacked by a group of people, I was about 3 years old. I was in daycare for about a week. And I remember it vividly. And then from that point on, it never stopped. So when I train, and that's why when I listen to people talk about how they train like you do, and I know you train officially, I know you put on a gi, I know you do real training. I've never had that luxury, because I can't walk into a place and put on a gi and just train.
Right.
I walk into a place and every person in the fucking place wants to kill me.
Well, you're in the wrong place.
I've
Jiu-jitsu's not that realm.
I've been searching.
Jiu-jitsu's
the
not
right
that realm.
place.
SBG, where I go, it's not that realm. And the thing about jiu-jitsu is that it's a very humbling experience. And no matter how much you know in jiu-jitsu, there's a guy that knows infinite more than you, like infinite more. And it doesn't matter how tough you are, how strong you are.
Right,
None of that matters.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it is that you can learn technique and you can drill technique all day. And then you can go toe to toe with somebody 100%. We're going to submission. You are going to tap. That is what we're going to do from the time you say go. And you can do that without even getting hurt. And then after you say that, yeah, you're looking at me like, I'm going to hurt you. But you're not.
No.
You're not going to get hurt.
I'm not saying I'm going to hurt.
No, but
I'm never in the mode to hurt anybody.
Right, but it's hard to wrap your head around it.
But I'm just saying, like, for me, I know somebody wants to hurt me, and I know for me in my life, even if people have told me there's a tap out, I know there is no tap out.
You will. You tap.
No,
And
I'm
they'll
not
tap.
talking about what I'm going to do. I'm talking about the fact, and this is the thing that I would love for people, and I want you to get.
You know what? I know where you're going with this. I do.
No. You don't.
I do.
Because
I'll tell you why.
if I tap, you're not letting me go. And so now I've abided by your rules. And I've said I'm going to submit myself to a process that I'm not familiar with. And I'm going to allow myself to try to learn something from you. And you've given me an option that if it gets over my head, I can tap out. And I'm out. But I can tell you this. Not everybody respects the tap.
In jiu-jitsu, they do. In the real world, they do not. In jiu-jitsu, they respect the tap because there's a certain level of respect when you start training. And I'm telling you where you're going. Why I say I know what you're talking about, because Tim Kennedy, if you don't know who Tim Kennedy is, he is an all-American. Like, he bleeds America. The dude is a SEAL, a Ranger, a UFC fighter. He trains people now in this little, like, I don't know, we call them Black Ops training type
Can we
things.
get him
And he's
on
a
the
super
show?
nice guy.
Can
I
we get
don't
him
know
on this
Tim
show?
Kennedy. He's pretty popular. He's pretty famous as far as I know, but he's just a regular dude. But he
Well,
talks about jiu-jitsu, because when you look at somebody who went through what Tim Kennedy's done in life, being a Ranger, being, you know, someone who went overseas and took people out and got into the fights that are life or death fights. And then you take someone like that and you go, oh, he's going to fight in the UFC. He's going to freaking just murder people. But there's rules in the UFC. And he talked about that on a podcast that I watched. And he said, you know, when you do jiu-jitsu and you roll and you get someone in an arm bar, they tap. Or you get someone in a choke, they tap. When you get somebody to Kimura, they tap. In the real world, they don't tap. I break your arm. And I've broken a lot of arms. And I've unconscioused a lot of people that didn't wake up. In the real world, these techniques don't stop at tap, tap, tap. In the real world, they stop at snap. And then we've disarmed the person that I was engaged with. We move on. The situation has been eliminated. We move on. In his real world, the combat training is very different than just in jiu-jitsu. But in jiu-jitsu, when you train, you can train really hard with people, you know, and you can look. I rolled with a guy last week, and he got me in an arm triangle, which is basically choking me with my own arm, his arm on one side, my arm on the other. I get stuck like this, right? And he's got me dead to rights. It's tight, but I could breathe. I didn't feel like I was in danger. All right, he didn't have, there was a gap in between my neck and his arm. So while it's tight, super uncomfortable, I'm laying there going, I'm okay. I'm breathing. I don't feel like I'm going to pass out. And he's just squeezing. And he's bigger than me. It's a big dude, man. He's like Captain American looking motherfucker. Colin, if you watch this, yeah, oh yeah. Dude, Colin's a freaking beast, man. He's like 20, he's like 22 or something. He's built like Captain America. And you know, he got good position on me, and he's just barreling with all his strength, but he didn't have the choke in. And I said to him as I'm sitting there, I'm just gonna see if you figure it out, because I could feel him just going, and you know, look, man, it's a lot of energy you're expending to try to choke somebody, and if it's not working, it's not working. And I waited out. He goes, I cannot believe you didn't tap. And I'm like, I felt okay. I couldn't get out of it. No chance I was going to get out of what he had me in. But also, I wasn't passed out. But you get yourself into a gym like that where everyone has a mutual respect, and you train with people that are way better.
I don't trust people, man. I don't trust.
You got to
people.
trust them.
No, I can't.
Because they're all there for the
Sorry,
same reason.
I can't do it. Because I've been in that situation, and I've been in a million situations, and people tell me to trust people, and people tell me to look, dude. I'm gonna be honest. And this is as honest as I can be. The only motherfucker I trust is you in the world. I don't even trust my own fucking son, because I know he would fuck me over in a minute. And I know most people that I know that act like my friend, and I've seen it a million fucking times. And I walk into every situation. And I don't want to be like this, but I am like this. I walk into every situation that I'm in, and I think to myself, with no weapons other than my knowledge, if shit goes down, what do I have to do to get myself out of this room? If the people in this room decide that they want to keep me in this room, And I've been in that situation.
How many people are you talking about? A lot of people? Couple people? One person? Crowd of people?
A lot of people.
I mean, if you're in a room with a lot of people that want to keep you in that room and you want to get out of that room, it's best that you don't say a fucking thing and you just sneak out. You sneak the fuck out of that room, bro.
Sometimes that's not your option.
But you know, jiu-jitsu is look, man, what's funny is you want to avoid a conflict with people just in general.
Sure.
But if you get into something with somebody who knows jiu-jitsu and you think I'm going to come at you, you got another thing coming, because there's nothing more that we want more in the world of jiu-jitsu than to be close to you. They want to get a hold of you, chest to chest. They want to hug it out and make you go night-night. That's what's going to happen.
Here's what I will say.
They don't want distance.
Here's what I will say to all the people in the world, because I try to solve problems. Be prepared, because not every room you go into is a jiu-jitsu room. So
No,
when
it's
I
full
go
of other people.
I go to train. I train because I've met resistance. So here's what I want to ask you about. Here's my last topic of the night,
All right, get to me.
because I don't understand it, and I think you understand it pretty well.
We'll see.
I think it's your area of expertise. Besides bringing me a good bottle of tequila, this is your other area of expertise.
Fair.
Is cryptocurrency.
Okay.
I've heard a lot about it. I do not know anything about it, and I want to learn about it. So I would like to. I don't know what your knowledge of cryptocurrency is. I don't know what you know about cryptocurrency, but it is something that fascinates me, because I always try to learn from the smartest people around me. And I feel like there are smart people to understand cryptocurrency.
Okay.
And I know you're smart. So, and if you're not smart, you have the ability to look it up.
This is true. I'm going to see if I can find a dumbed down version of it here.
Oh, wow. You didn't have to say it that way.
Well, I mean, that's just
You didn't have to say
because
it.
I don't even
You
know
could've said-
how to tell you, like, in
Could have said a
the way
smarted
let's see
down
here.
version. You could have said smarted down version.
So basically,
What is it? What is cryptocurrency? What is it? What is it?
it's
There are a
You're-
lot
what-
of people
what-
who don't understand it, and there are a lot of people who are
Right.
making
a lot of
lot
money,
of money
life-changing money off crypto.
Yeah.
So basically what you're investing in is not so much a monetary thing, but it's a way to store data. That's what blockchain is. So cryptocurrency is what they consider blockchain. It's an efficient way to store data, right? And it's supposed to be the most secure way to store stuff in the digital realm. And it's supposed to be immutable, that once you put data in it, it's reversible. So like with Bitcoin, all the transactions are permanent. You cannot delete anyone. It's permanently recorded forever. You will have a record of it. And they're also using it because it is just this big database that cryptocurrency would have no currency exchange rate. One Bitcoin here is worth one Bitcoin there, no matter what. There's also no regulation on it. There's no bank that backs it, right? If you buy one Bitcoin today, you will forever have that Bitcoin. It will be yours forever. The bank doesn't own it. It's just part of the blockchain. There's a record that you have it. You always have it. No one can go in and edit it. Once it's in there, it's in there. That's the idea behind that. And then what they do is, so they say, all right, well, there's a certain number of them.
In this at all?
I have a little bit of Dogecoin just as a thing, but Bitcoin, I won't say it's too volatile because I like volatile stocks, but it's so high up that its movements aren't that exciting. It moves a couple percent here or there, and it's so expensive. It's not really, to me, it's not really worth the dealing with it. I do think that the younger generation is going to treat cryptocurrency as a retirement plan. They're going to put money in it. It grows. It grows exponentially sometimes, and there's no limit to how far it can go. So with Bitcoin, they're going to digitally mine, which is just solving an equation, right? That's what these computers do. They string all these computers together, and it's constantly solving an equation that's creating more blockchain, more storage for data. And every time they do that, it creates a Bitcoin or a fraction of a Bitcoin. So what they're doing is they're mining it. And they will eventually solve this unsolvable equation, and all the Bitcoin will be mined. And there will be no more Bitcoin. Everything that's out there will be out there, right? They will have no more of it. So it's a finite amount, which is why Bitcoin goes way up. Then you have other cryptocurrencies that people create and just make up that could have an infinite amount, like Dogecoin. You could mine Dogecoin forever. It will always keep mining it. So it's a supply and demand thing. Where crypto wants to be is not so much as something that you just put money into and it goes up and down like a stock.
I'm going to be honest with you. I understand less about it now than I did
That's fair.
before you started explaining to me.
So what they want it to be, what Bitcoin, let me finish the statement. What Bitcoin is meant to be is a currency. It is meant to replace common currency. You're not meant to trade it back and forth. You're meant to use it. You're meant to put $1 into Bitcoin and then use that Bitcoin to buy a good or service, pay somebody for that. So eventually you wouldn't be just using it as an investment to grow money. You'd be using it as an actual currency. That's the argument behind it. There are other ones that are not designed to do that you can invest into. You're basically investing into a business aspect of it, whereas this certain coin is for this particular technological thing that they're working on. And so you're investing in it where it's not really meant to be exactly a currency. So, but they're all built on blockchain, which is really just one giant data storage algorithm math problem. It's very complicated. It's very confusing.
All right. Well, then let me see what else I have. Because I don't understand this.
All right, how about this one? I got one for you. You probably know
okay. Okay. All right. Throw something at me, please.
All right. Developer pulls plug on Keystone oil pipeline. They're done. Pulling out. They're not going to finish the pipeline. They're not going to work on it anymore. They said that Joe Biden's administration doesn't want to do anything with oil or coal or whatever. So they're going to stop the pipeline altogether. Suspend it. I think that we are a long ways away from getting rid of oil, period. Like it's in so many products. Never mind gas. Never mind gasoline for your car. So many products. And what's funny is I saw a video where the North Face company that makes jackets and pants and backpacks and shit, they got in a little Twitter spat with someone in the oil industry that they wanted to have their logo put on the North Face gear. And North Face said that they didn't support that. They wouldn't do it because they don't support the oil industry. And this other company in the oil industry made a YouTube video, a commercial, and said, I went through North Face's website and looked at all of their items. And 100% of their items that they make require the use of oil and gas to make them because they're petroleum-based products. Plastics are petroleum-based products. So they're effectively saying, I don't support your industry, but also, oh man, that one didn't sit well, did it? Oh, damn. Whoo, shit. Tequila coming in hot. It's coming in hot. The rock's putting the rock bottom on your ass. What's happening? Woo. Need some water? Shit. You got some ice house. So they yeah, I mean, I think we're a long ways away from it. I think it's not a bad thing to have that pipeline. look, we have to have, we cannot be oil dependent upon the rest of the world. You gotta, they're gonna do it either way. So I think we need it. You know, and maybe it goes through some places they don't like, but look, man, the world revolves around this shit. So them just pulling the plug on it, they've already built a lot of it. So now what? You don't dismantle it. Now we just have some abandoned ass fucking pipe flowing through some half America that does nothing. That makes sense? Doesn't make sense to me. Tear down a bunch of shit, build half a road. Goes nowhere. Doesn't make sense.
What does?
Finish it. You gotta finish it. You can't build half of something that big. It's important. I mean, it says the American Petroleum Institute, the oil and gas industry's largest trade group, expressed disappointment over the news. It's unfortunate that political obstructionism led to the termination of the Keystone Pipeline. You know, on top of just getting rid of thousands and thousands of jobs and people that were working on it. But now it's just going to leave this zombie pipeline. I mean, that's it. It's just going to be this big thing that does nothing. Which is, you know, we have a lot of things on this earth that we have built and just walked away from. Like, for instance, almost every Olympic venue ever. Right? Olympics is just this giant event, and they build all this bullshit for it, and then just rots. You know what I mean?
Well, I would just say this at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning after a shitload of tequila.
I mean, look, it's a dent. It's not it's probably enough.
I tried to be like, I would just say, I am glad that America is where we are. And I feel like we can come back. We are going to be strong. And I can promise every single American this. If you want to know who's going to fight for you, if you want to know who's going to put a chokehold on anybody that tries to hurt you, I can promise you this. If anyone tries to hurt an American, anyone tries to hurt an American, I am going to fuck you up. And you have no idea what that means.
No idea. This is going to be probably pre that much tequila, by the way. It's going to be it's like 2 shots of tequila Marshall. 4 shots of tequila Marshall. He's going to, listen, tomorrow he's going to fuck you up. Right now, probably not so much. But tomorrow I'll fucking remember that shit. I'm coming for you.
Oh, no ball cap tonight?
No, I got a haircut, so my hair's not so crazy.
Okay.
It's not. I don't have anything in it, but
Mr. Style.
you know, I cut the craziness off, and so I didn't wear the hat. Yeah, you know, people think I have no hair sometimes, but I honestly had too much hair. It just annoys me. I hadn't been to it. It was 2 months since I got a haircut.
I cut my own hair. I know it's hard to believe.
I sent the woman that cuts my hair a picture. I was like, I haven't seen you on the schedule because I go on the app and I can book it or whatever over there at Sport Clips. And she's like, oh, I'm not there. I was like, it's too long. I can't wait. And I sent her a picture of some hair.
That's all the tequila I drank.
Hey, man, you drank good tequila for a change. You didn't drink El Toro.
I love El Toro.
El Toro's
By the
recycled
way,
loco tequila.
El Toro. I love you. I love you, El Toro.
Right now, they're like, where are you?
Where is the music?
We got to get some music. So if you watch the show, you know somebody who makes music, who creates music, who plays something that would fit the Free as Fuck podcast.
Free as fuck.
Send us a comment
Some
or a
people
message.
Were born free as
Yeah.
fuck. Some people die free as fuck. Some people live free as fuck.
There you go. I think we're gonna have to call it, man. It's like 2:30.
Yeah.
It's late. It's late as fuck.
We're done.
We're done.
Okay, bye.
We'll do another one. We'll see you guys later. If you enjoyed the show, leave us a like, leave us a comment on there.
We
And
would like one. We would like one like.
we have, yes, at least one like. Please leave us one like. Check out some merch. We got some Free as Fuck t-shirts we can sell you. We can make it happen. Listen, we can even do super chat. You can come on here and for like a couple bucks, Marshall will do a shot of tequila and you can ask him any question you want and he will answer it to the best of his ability. It'll be ask Marshall anything after a shot of tequila. It'll be a good time. And then all of those proceeds will go to replenishing the Terramano tequila. But until next time, man, we'll catch you guys later. You guys stay safe and stay free as fuck.
Thank you, man.